That's it. Here we go.
It says live on our end.
We are live and we're really excited. This is a big announcement, as all the promotion has said, because we like doing brand new things around here, right, Jay?
Well, like might be rounding up ever so slightly. I was just in a chat with somebody who's been trying to get a hold of me like for 10 days. And it's like, please be patient with me. Me and the team are in the process of giving birth to triplets, and they're all trying to come out at the same time. And it's a little bit problematic, but it is also pretty freaking awesome.
But why create one new thing when you can create, three at the same time?
Because that seemed to make a whole lot of sense when we started. Which, by the way, gang, just as you're tuning in here and saying hello, do me a favor and jump over into the chat and say hello. Tell us if we can't see you, where you're from, and all that fun stuff. I think they need to click on the actual video to be able to actually comment and say hello and those sorts of things. So click on the video, make sure you're on the broadcast page, and then say hello.
Here, Robin's here.
Hello,
Glad you found this.
Miss Robin Quinqueen, my dear wife and I were talking about you today. I hope you are doing great. You're on my catch-up list in terms of what I was just saying, is that I've been a little bit buried by creation, but ultimately inspired. Who the hell is WhatsApp? I haven't seen a WhatsApp in a very long time. You got to tell me who that is, because you look incognito there. So I guess we should probably just dive right on in and fill folks in about what has been going on around here.
Yeah, let's do it. Hey, just times are changing big time, and Jay is known for keeping up with changing times and doesn't sit still for long, if at all. And you've been in major creation mode, really just staying on top of where our community wants, what you feel that people need to succeed in this changing economy. Nothing's like it was a few years ago. It just isn't.
Well, it is very interesting, because this, I was going to say post-COVID world, but I guess it's not. This COVID fiasco and the implications that it's had all over God's green earth have, I think, been felt by all of us in lots and lots of different ways. But it really triggered us, I guess, last June. It was after the last June JBology Live, where Krista, myself, Corey, Brad, Michelle, like the whole team sat down, and it's like, we always have shown in real live in-person events where we get to like see people, shake their hand, give them a hug, have a glass of wine, have some fun. Like that has always been our, let's call it, magic trick. And the online courses, as much as I like them and as great as they are for our tribe in terms of connection and those sorts of things, they've never been exactly, I don't know here's how it is for me. It's like I have never, I remember getting on a plane, like flying to San Diego, and being so excited to meet people and to serve them and those sorts of things that next day that I could hardly sleep. And then the online stuff, it's not quite the same. It's like, yeah, we're going to get to meet some people. It's just not that same clip. Mm-hmm. You know how that goes. Anyway, so at the end of that last event, we got thinking about, so what is really going on for folks? What do they need? Who are we attracting? How are they showing up, and all those things? And I think really what transpired is part of the good news of the COVID, not having to get on planes, trains, automobiles, and those sorts of things, is that because of the barrier to entry, we're not talking about a $2,500 flight. We're not talking about a hotel room, all those sorts of things, is that we began to attract a bunch of folks who are much more at the starting stages of their business. And I want to just be real clear about this. Folks, if you're just starting, we love you. Like the courage that it takes to start is like, I don't have great words for it. I mean, but it is. I mean, that is one of the most...
one thing, and then once you get into it, you realize it's even a bigger beast than you ever imagined. So yes, our hats off.
Yeah, like we love that. But here's the drawback to that: is that with folks just showing up in the JBology Live, is that we sort of had to back up our training a little bit to sort of support people. The connections, while great human beings, weren't always ready to actually step up and joint venture. They weren't actually ready to do a deal right away. It was like, yes, I'm totally going to do that, but I have to do A, B, C, D, E, F, G first. And as soon as we recognize that, it's like, okay, well, let's serve those folks, because good Lord, there's a lot of need there. So we created a brand new program called Business Basics Breakthrough, the 10 things that you have to have done, built, created, rolled out, integrated before you can actually say you have a business. Up to that point, it's kind of like a cool idea and sometimes a hobby. So we rolled that out goodness, I think that would have been like September-ish, right?
Yes. What a
Yeah.
great program. Oh my gosh. Man,
Great
everybody.
program and ridiculously priced. It was like I may have fallen and hit my head, but it was like those folks need a hand.
I mean, honestly, the people who are in that, we call it 3B, who are in 3B are probably get more FaceTime with you and me than in anything else right now, which is why
Yes.
it's a little bit ridiculously priced. But it's been serving people really well. It's been wonderful to see the progress that people are making, because it's delivering exactly what you said it needs to deliver, which are the business basics and getting them done, not just talk about what you need, but how to get them done. And we're doing it in real time together.
Yes, and I mean we're betaing that process. I mean we're at round 2 of it. It won't always be you and I delivering those pieces. That will get spread out in terms of as we refine the process and the program. But that was our first real, I'm going to say, solid separation of this. If you're at this stage of business, you go here. If you're at this stage of business, go here. But this is what we're really excited about, gang, is that JBology Live, which we used to do 4 times a year, and it was sort of like this whole big free-for-all. We'd get in a plane, we'd go do those sorts of things, and people who showed up traditionally were actually ready to do business, ready to do deals. That changed online. So here's what we did. We have created an entirely new program, and that entirely new program is called JBology Real Deals in Real Time. And please understand, JBology Live, in fact, we're tweaking both of those programs, because JBology Live is going to go sort of back up the bus a little bit for folks to build the foundation, to learn the fundamentals of what joint ventures are, to get themselves really ready to play. And it's really targeted at a group of folks that we call willing and eager. I love these folks. They're people that they've got an idea, they're going to build it, they have thrown their hat in the ring of entrepreneurship, they are going to go create something. It's like, good God, I love those folks. So that is the willing and eager. And then we've got the ready and refining, which is what we created a brand new program for. We are doing the first time, February 9th to 11th. It is radically and dramatically different than anything that anyone has seen at JBology Live, or frankly, any of the other programs that we've done up to this point. For those of you who may have been to a JBology Summit, our high-end invite-only process, it has some similarities there, because we are going to do JV invitations, joint venture masterminds, high-level case studies, high-level strategy in terms of our short, our medium, and our long-term, and we're going to shake this thing up. It is only 5 hours a day on the 9th, the 10th, and the 11th. The assumption is this: get in, build the relationships, get the invitations, get the resources. You can still run your business through that entire process, because if you're at this stage, you have a business to run as well. We understand how damn difficult it is to do both when you're in the middle of both things, meaning running the business and trying to be in a course, program, workshop, mastermind, all of those pieces. So here's the reality is this, is that this is for you if you have a proven product, service, or experience with proven conversions. This is for you if you know everything is in place and all you need is more traffic. This is for you if you are looking for the correct partners to bring the product, service, and experiences that your tribe needs, and to do so in a efficient, effective manner. And, honest to goodness, I'm just a little bit batshit excited about it, to be frank. I feel a little bit like the old days of getting on a plane, and it's like, I can't sleep the night before because I get to go meet and serve and support new people.
I am too. We really have, we have clients, we have JV partners who are wanting this.
Yes.
You get to a certain level where you don't need as much training. You don't need to go through the basics. And when you're really ready to JV, you want to be in a room full of people who are equally ready. And it does get to be a little bit of a challenge when there's a whole mix of people who are just learning from the beginning and you're there to do deals. So that is why Jay created this real deal in real time, so that those of you who have your offer, you are JVing already, you are ready to JV for other people, you've got your pieces in place, you're there to have facilitated conversations around finding partners, collaboration, and how to do it, right? Jay, you're going to just tee it up perfectly each time they go into breakout rooms, so that people are really poised to get those deals done.
Yeah, without a doubt. And I just was noticing in the chat, so does this mean you have to qualify for real deals in real time now? And the answer to that question is yes, you do. And you'll notice I put the little quiz just above there where it says findyourflowquiz.com. Now that quiz assesses where you're at in the stages of development. And please, gang, I just want you to understand there is no good spot in the quiz. There's no bad spot in the quiz. It's like we are all in a process of evolving, growing, changing, refining, defining. Like that's the truth of it for all of us. But here's the key piece, is that when you answer the quiz, you must answer the quiz for the product, service, experience, or the business that you want to joint venture with. And this is one of the things that sometimes made it a little bit challenging. It's like, well, yeah, I've got a 7-figure business over here. I sell retail butter tarts and do $3 million a year. And it's like, okay, what are we going to joint venture on? Well, I was thinking I was going to pivot and I'm going to start coaching folks that have 3-legged Vizslas, because that's a real big market and I love it. And it's like, that's not going to work out so well.
Not ready yet.
Exactly. So in that world, you'd be in willing and eager. So you answer the quiz for the product, service, or experience that you are either wanting to or in the process of JVing with. And that will tell you where you're at. So if you land in willing and eager, fantastic. Come to JBology Live. If you land in ready and refining or experience pro, fantastic. Come to real deals in real time. And by the way, here's the honest God truth of it, is that even if you are at ready and refining or above, you can still come to JBology Live, but we're just putting a couple of steps on the ladder to make sure that when you show up, you're in the right room with the right folks, going through the right processes for you to get what it is that you need. And the real deals in real time is what you need is higher level strategy. And what you need is partners who are ready to go now, not after something else is done.
Means you have your affiliate link, you know how it's done. You probably have a team that's helping you behind the scenes. And when you meet a JV partner who aligns with you and they say, hey, I've got this great offer coming up, you go, perfect, let me get you on my calendar and I will JV with you, and vice versa. So you got to be willing and ready to do both sides of JV offers.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think, the other part that I just want to sort of let people know about in this process is as we move into 2022, and I've had a bunch of people ask, it's like, do you think we'll get back to a live event? And it's like, oh, good Lord, I would love to. But the truth is we're not going to be doing it too early. And I should qualify this so we're all on the same page. A large scale live event. I mean, we are going to Cabo San Lucas for the JBology Summit. That's coming up February 20th, 21st, something like that. And if you're an experienced pro, I think that there's like 1 or 2 spots left that with some hotel shuffling that we could shoehorn you in. I'm talking to you, Mike Wolf. Change your plans. Mike
Wolf is in the house. This message is for you.
This entire video for you. On a serious note, so we're doing some of the smaller exclusive events, like 30 people, those sorts of things. But we're being really, really careful around that process. And we're being really, really careful around that process because, COVID's still a thing. People are still getting stopped from traveling if they're positive and all those sorts of things. So we don't have a large scale in-person event, like a JBology Live, which, those usually land at somewhere in the 125 to 175 people range, somewhere in there. Yes, and thank you. And by the way, the JBology Live, we should put maybe Victoria, my dear, if you could put the link for JBology Live in the chat, and if you could put the link for JBology R in the chat, both of those would be fantastic. How does it work if I want to invite a guest to JBology Live? So 2 things. We, of course, would love your support in terms of joint venturing with those pieces. And we should talk about the pricing of R&R first, and then we'll talk about the mechanics of how you do that. So as busy as we have been, as much creation as we have done, we are actually encroaching upon a very important date that brings some sadness to my soul. I can't even say that.
It bring nothing but joy that you're still around, Jay.
So I turned 55 on Thursday. And so the price for JBology R&R is going to be $997. However, you can get it for 55% off because I'm turning 55 and I'm getting old. And in fact, I think that the coupon code was originally J is old, but I think they changed it to 55 is old, and that gets
I'm
you.
getting messages from people going, no, 55 is not old. I'm like, it's just a joke. It's just a joke. We know it's not.
55 is the new 38 ish. But on a serious note, I have been sort of nostalgic. It was like 50 didn't seem old at all to me, but for some reason 55 seemed a little bit old, a little bit.
It's funny. We all have those numbers that like hit you hard, and others just kind of roll through, and you really don't know till you get there.
It just seemed. I think
Somebody says it's ancient. I don't know who put that comment.
It's probably Mike Wolf. Anyway, on the serious note, so two things about this. So number one, the R&R, and by the way, I should just qualify this as well. So if you are a Flow member, as I know some of the folks in here are, if you are a Flow member, that includes access to all of the JBology lives, which we've now changed to those R&R. You of course get access as a part of your Flow program, those sorts of things. That's one of those things that continues to. It was Juliet.
Of course,
Juliet, I'm going to get you, just so you know. So that's the price point for that. $997. You can get 55% off up to my birthday or until I die of old age, apparently, or some version that I have. We'll see how all of that shakes down. And then, of course,
I just want to pause for a second and say what an incredible value that is. The $997 is right off the bat, let alone with 55% off. Because when you get to enter a room for 3 days and you are sitting shoulder to shoulder or in Zoom with other people who are ready to do deals, I mean, just imagine what one good JV can do for you, let alone partnership that goes on and on, multiple. I mean, it's a steal.
Yeah. How do I put this? And I'm trying to be cautious in terms of my phrasing around this because I think sometimes people take it sort of personally in terms of steps and stages and those sorts of things. But never once have I heard from somebody who is operating at the ready and refining stage or above that, the partnerships aren't giving me the results that I wanted. Not once ever. But I have heard that from people who are willing and eager, who have unrealistic expectations of, I'm going to get 27 partners and they're going to send to 70 million people and I'm going to make $22 billion and then I'm going to retire in Fiji. Like, it just, I'm, again, being a little bit facetious. But the honest goodness truth is $997 to be in a room expressly qualified that they are at that stage of business, who understand the fundamentals of upstream and downstream, who understand that one great connection, one good email, one decent Facebook Live pays for all of it, not to mention the long-term relationships and the quality of that process. It is freaking spectacular, to put it mildly.
Yeah.
I was going to say one other thing about that. Escapes memory. It'll come back.
Because of old age, Jay.
Not bad. Not bad.
Yeah.
Just so you know, like, that's the third time today. Like, we were in our team meeting today, and it was like I just talked to somebody. I was trying to remember their name. It's like it'll come back. Anyway, that is hilarious. 55-year-old brain. Yes.
So the thing that's so great about all of this is we do have the right program and the right event for everyone, regardless of their stage. Mm-hmm. Right. So if you are still just putting things together, you're transitioning from a big career into what you're doing now, come to JBology Live in May.
Yes. Get signed up for the 3B program, which gets you an entire year of support 3 times a week that will make sure that you can run, but you can't hide. And that will do more for you than any other single thing under the sun.
Yes. I was just coaching with our 3B group on Monday and talking to them about this new event, and they're still going through the 3B modules, so they all have when this event happens again in the fall, the second time, like, all right, that's going to be my goal, to have everything done, buttoned up, and ready to go by then, because they know they're not going to be ready in 2 weeks. They're still, it takes time, but that's exciting for them, because like, all right, great, I've got JBology Live, hit that one again, and then my goal is to qualify for Real Deals in Real Time coming up in the fall, by being a part of this program that we offer.
And then that leaves that whole ready and refining and above it there, shake your hand, get signed up as a partner, and you're doing something now, like instantly. And that is my goal. I want to be really super clear for every single person here when you're considering the R&R, when we're talking about the price point, like there's one good email, one good partner, all those sorts of things. My objective is that you leave with 3 partners with dates, times, commitments clarified. That's my bare minimum goal for you. Because what I know is that even if one of those, and you know how things go with JVs, one of those will be a fiasco, one of those will be pretty darn good, and one of those will be a home run if we do it wisely. And in that way, you should get anywhere from 5 to 15 times your ROI back. And that's what we always want, is for you to not spend money on a course. We want you to invest in access for relationships that ring the cash register. And that's really what the R&R process is all about. So on that note, the other thing I want to let them know is that just in terms of the three spots, think of it from this perspective. Willing and eager. When you do the quiz, you'll get a little assessment. It'll tell you exactly what's going on. Willing and eager, JBology Live, 3B, and a bunch of the free resources and tools that we have and send all the time. Next step up, ready and refining. Then you're going to come to Real Deals in real time, and that's where you can do flow. That's where we can put a bunch of the pieces to higher level strategy and support and community in that process in terms of flow. And the highest level is people who are what we call experienced pros. Those are folks that are likely doing near, it's probably 500 to over 1 million, the experienced pros. And those folks come to our JBology Summit, the thing we have coming up in Cabo, and participate in our Blast Off Mastermind, where they get a bunch more access to me, far more conversations with other people who are moving and shaking in that domain. So we've really rolled it out in a beautiful way that I trust gets the right support with the right community in front of the right people at the right time. That's where we're headed.
That's it. That's not only the plan, but that's what's happening. And that's what's, it's been great. And I'm really excited for the feedback. I just started sending out personal video invitations to a lot of our clients all yesterday, and to started getting their responses back. And like, oh my gosh, this is fantastic. This is exactly what I'm looking for. This is what I want. I am ready just to get in there and make deals.
Beautiful. All right. Now, Miss Victoria, I think, had something that I wanted to back up. Just back up. Victoria, if you get ready with what you want to do momentarily. The other thing I want to let people know about, and this goes back to teasing about, we're in the midst of giving birth to triplets. In the midst of recreating all of this entire process, we have also released, and we are in the process of launching a brand new community aimed at creating wealth in the new digital economy, which is called the Crypto Cafe. And what we'll be talking, I'll fill you in a little bit in terms of part of our JV processes. We'll talk about that as well. But that brings me full circle to the question earlier: is what if I want to introduce somebody to JBology Live, or JBology Real Deals in Real Time? The fastest, easiest way is just share your experience with them and say, hey, JBology goes miles to make sure that you get the right offer for your stage of business. Please complete this quiz. That's the Find Your Flow quiz we put in the chat here a whole bunch of times. Please complete this quiz, and based upon the quiz, we will reach out to you. There's a little button in the responses that says, hey, book a time to chat. You can talk to Krista, and she will match you with the proper pieces in the proper ways. And that would be perhaps one of the easiest and best ways to share that, because it makes sure that they get the support that they want. And when you're sharing it, just shoot us a note, tell us who you're sending it to, so that we can reward you in that process as we move down the line.
Yep. And I just put in the chat that I know we just threw like 5 different links and 4 different programs at least at you. So if you're unclear, of course, if you're already connected with me on Facebook Messenger, just send me a DM. Otherwise, you can email me, Krista@jbology.com. Ask your questions there, and I'll just help you get to the right place.
Yeah,
Find the
absolutely.
right stage for you.
All right.
The quiz is the main thing, because that would be the first thing they'll ask you. All right, great. What was your score on the Find Your Flow quiz? We'll take it from there.
Miss Victoria, you had something that you wanted to do or say or play, or all of the above.
I think we're going to do it on the way. Oh, that's awesome.
I love that.
Woo!
I love it. I love it. I love it.
Excited to attend. Let's do it.
All right, gang. So get yourselves registered. Take a little quiz if you're not sure about what you're registering for. Those of you who know where you're at, just get yourself, click the button, get on with the show, and we will see you February 9th to 11th. It is going to be spectacular. So thanks, Krista. We will see you soon.
All right, Jay. Bye, everybody.
All right. Bye-bye.